Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Fall in Love with Your Business Again podcast. Your host today is me, and also my crazy twin sister, Milena. I promised that I was going to bring her back in my last episode. So who am I? My name is Giovanna, and I'm the founder of bumperleads.com. We are a marketing automation agency that helps businesses simplify their sales and marketing processes to save them time and money. And today, my co-host Milena and I are talking about why businesses need to have a marketing growth system. It's simple. If you want to grow your business, you need to make it easy for your customers to buy from you. As we've helped hundreds of businesses create their own marketing growth systems, we've also developed our own unique way of doing this. We call this the Bumper Blueprint. It's really a cool, catchy name. This is our proven 6-step automation plan for your business that can save you time and money. And you can learn more about the Bumper Blueprint, and you can also watch the video there on the website if you go to bumperleads.com. And this show today is also going to be published on our YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe, to follow us there. We will be releasing more content. It's quite fresh and I still need to create more content there, but we will be releasing more content on there to help you grow your awesome business. There will be a lot more coming shortly. Okay, so let's get started. Milena. Hello, everyone. So I mentioned in the last episode that I'll bring you back because I need help with this episode. In this episode, we'll be talking about a marketing growth system and why businesses need to have one in place. And we will also share our marketing growth system that we apply to other businesses. It can help them scale faster. As I explained earlier, Milena is my twin sister, so we may sound the same if you are listening on the podcast, but this episode will also be on YouTube, so you are welcome to check it out on YouTube as well. We are sharing a couple of slides, but we'll mostly be doing all the talking. And I think you may be wondering, why do you need a marketing growth system? I think as a business, why do you need a marketing growth system? Most often when we meet clients and they could be just starting out in business, or they could be doing, and we have clients that do over $500 million in turnover. They are pretty much in the same boat when it comes to marketing automation. And marketing automation is what we do here at Bumper Leads. We use technology to help you execute your marketing strategies. In terms of marketing growth system, every business is different. In our opinion, every business is different. Every business has different types of customers or leads they want to help or service. And because of that, no two marketing growth systems are the same. And so here at Bumper Leads, we have something that we call the Bumper Blueprint. And the Bumper Blueprint is all about helping you simplify and automate your sales and marketing systems so that you can save time and money and implement a perfect solution, a perfect system for your business on how you can convert more strangers into customers. And it doesn't really matter what type of business you're running. This could be an e-commerce business. It could be service business, B2B, software as a service business. You're going to have processes in your business that look after and take care of the leads. You have processes on how you generate products, how you sell or convert, and how you accept payment for the services or the products. And Milena, I'm just thinking about a few businesses that we worked with. We worked with a few agencies, a few e-commerce businesses, and some software companies, and really it's all the same, isn't it? The processes, the way where people get stuck is they're trying to do too much. They feel overwhelmed. There's like thousands and thousands of choices when it comes to technology online, especially if we're talking about digital marketing. And the other thing people are really coming to us is that they want to be able to convert more leads. So they're doing all this marketing. They're spending a lot of time in marketing and attracting customers and leads to their business, but they don't convert a lot. So the conversion rates are very low. And because of that, we find that as we talk to many businesses, we find that their business is kind of chaotic. So I have a slide here in front of me that talks about, really shows what we typically see on any business is that, a lead comes in contact, whether that's through website, whether they walk into your shop, regardless of how they come in, offline, online, you will have certain processes. And then in this slide, we have quite of a chaotic map. First, you go up and then you go down, up and down, up and down. It's kind of cyclical. And then you hopefully convert that lead into a customer. And, there's an example I think we were just talking about because we're getting ready for a photo shoot in the next week. Mm. And Milena was telling me about her experience at the hairdresser.
Yeah, so I just went to a hairdresser last week and I didn't get any reminders. I was expecting a reminder about my appointment or a confirmation or an SMS or an email because I booked this haircut a week in advance and I was expecting kind of some reminder, but I didn't get anything from my hairdresser. And she actually doesn't take any online bookings. Like when I go into her salon, she's only taking bookings with a pen and paper, like she's got a actual
system.
Yeah, calendar, that you open and you write in. That's her system. It's all manual. I basically had to I had to put this appointment in my Google Calendar just so that I know that that's going to happen on that day and that time. So that was quite interesting experience because I'm so used to dealing with reminders, and this is what we do for our customers as well. We talk about reminders, how important it is to send reminders to customers, regardless if it's an appointment. It's just it's like a follow-up email. It's a nice thing to do for a customer.
But also how much time she would have saved herself, because if she has this physical physical calendar appointment book, that's what I was trying to. The appointment book she writes in, if she created a technology around that, she would not have to lift a finger. And in the contrast to your experience, my hairdresser, on the other hand, had the system in place. I was very impressed because I went online and I went to book, and she had all this bunch of questions that I had to answer about the type of haircut, the color, attach an image, and then you book an appointment. Then I had reminders about maybe a week before what to expect, how the direction or where I'm going to go, because it's quite a complicated way to get up to the actual, there's no signage. So she explains that on the email. I get an SMS reminder as well. And then it's been 6 weeks since I had the haircut. Just yesterday, I got an email from the system saying, "Hey, you're now due for another cut. Click here to book."
That's really cool.
Yeah, and she works just by herself, and she has another stylist. She has two premises. One is in the regional, and one is in the central, Melbourne central. So two different locations and one system.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need additional staff to send emails. She's got a online booking system that does this for you, sends reminders, emails.
Yeah.
Make sure that the customer is looked after.
It's really, like, for us, it's a no-brainer.
Makes a difference.
Big difference.
Customer experience overall.
Even in, I remember starting bumper leads, in the beginning, in the early days when I didn't have even just a simple booking system. Now it's all automated, but, imagine if you had to take 5 appointments in one day and you had to go as a service-based type of company or business. You're trying to schedule and coordinate your leads and customers, and you're trying to organize the conference call, or is it is it actually the coffee chat or whatever that is? You could spend 2 days just organizing these meetings, or you might even end up hiring a staff member, like a VA, to help you book and schedule calls, where you don't really need to do that. I think you can really use technology to help you save 2 days of your life and focus on producing. I remember talking to a fellow other marketing professional who didn't have a system in place. They were doing everything through emails, organizing things manually. And she actually said that she cannot cope with more than 5 clients per month.
Wow.
And I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I actually have 30 clients. How did I do that? I must be, like she must be doing something wrong, or I might be doing something wrong. But no, essentially, she was really impressed with how I structured the business side, and it really was a revelation of how much time you could be, saving yourself. And
online tools, and they get smarter these days. These online tools is always
there's always something new every month.
Yeah, and that's another point, I guess. When you get so many tools out there, and which one is right for your business, we have to really think about which one you should buy, you should invest in.
I had somebody say, Giovanna, with all these technologies, there's another digital marketing person who I was talking to. He goes, with all this technology, surely you're going to be made redundant. People won't need you. And I'm like, no. Actually, when there is a lot of choice, that's when a lot of complexity, a lot of overwhelm happens. That's when they need someone like us to help. And I think in this slide that I'm sharing here, if you're watching on YouTube, but if you're listening, for us to be able to execute or have a perfect system or make it easy, let's say, make it easy for your customers to buy from you, we need to really look at that as a straight line rather than up and down in terms of a lead comes in, you're scrambling, trying to find your phone or your appointment book, trying to cut hair at the same time, yes. As well as talk to your lead. You need to be a straight, perfect line, and it needs to be very streamlined. So that's what we focus on here at Bumper Leads, is that we put together a perfect marketing growth system for you so that you can have leads. Not, they can buy or you can convert them into customers, not just once, but you can do this more than once. So like in Milena's case, if she got a reminder in 6 weeks' time, hey, you're due for a haircut, that's another sale from the same customer. And you didn't have to go and pick up your phone to talk to them.
Exactly.
So that is the system that we need to build. And in this slide, I talk about the marketing growth, our actual marketing growth system, the strategies that we use here at Bumper Leads to implement a perfect system for businesses of all shapes and sizes. Like, as I said, we worked with small startups to really big and large companies that turn over 500 million in revenue. So this definitely works. It's proven. We've had certainly results that our clients, emailing us literally and saying, "Oh my God, I feel excited about my business again." And I think it works and can be applied in every business. So if you are listening, you can start taking notes, pay attention, because this is where we will share our knowledge with you around the 6 steps of our Bumper Blueprint, our marketing growth system. So our step 1 is deep dive. We call it deep dive because in order to create a system, it's really hard to look at your business in isolation. So we have to look at your business as a whole piece. And that means we look at what is the marketing strategy that you have in place. What's the sales strategy? How do you convert leads today? What is your product strategy? Are you selling any online products, or do you always do one-on-one type of work? Have you ever launched a new product? Do you have a process on how you launch different products? And when I say products, if you are in a service-based business or a software business, you have that service component. That's a product. It's a revenue generating activity that you do in your business. Then step 2, it's all about optimizing. So we find out one ideal way of converting that lead into a customer. And now we can talk about optimizing, and we optimize some of the buzzwords that we come across in marketing, and you would have heard them. We talk about segmentation. Segmentation is understanding what is the data that we currently have on our leads, on our customers. What type of technology do we have? Do we have technology that can help us identify who is a lead and who is a customer. What is the data that we have? And if we find the data is telling us that we need to go in one direction, then we can optimize that. So that's our step 2. We can't go straight into, okay, let's now implement a CRM. No, we have to still do a bit of research. And then step 3 is about simplifying the buyer's journey. So if you have a business, like we had an example of the hairdresser salon, 2 different hairdressers, one is doing a very manual process and the other one actually has a system in place and can serve more clients. That is a very simple thing to do. Once you build a system like that and it's simple, you can just repeat. It's become scalable. You can grow it. And here in this step 3 simplification step, we look at the whole buyer's journey, what happens before a customer makes a purchase, what happens during, and what happens after. We also look at, what type of opportunities do we have to sell more? So like cross-selling different products and services, upselling different products and services, and ultimately, how can we retain customers? Retention becomes key when you start to scale, because you're going to start to look at your numbers and you're going to see how much it's actually costing you to acquire a customer. It is very expensive. You'll see how expensive it is to find new customers all the time. And we have seen e-commerce, especially in the e-commerce business, we've seen people are paying Facebook and Instagram, and they're paying money to get the same leads back into their business. That is, and you're always bidding, you're always like in this open market, you're paying for a lead that is always going to be a different price, but because of the competition, the price will just keep going up, because that is how the world revolves when we talk about digital platforms. And so we need to have a strategy or a system in place that actually will focus on that retention, and so that you can reduce the cost to acquire a customer. Now, the point number 4 is all about connection, connecting the technology with your business and marketing strategies. So now that we have some kind of assessment done in the beginning, we can now use technology to help us bring the sales and marketing together. We can start to talk about systems integrations. So if you have a website or you have a landing page, or even if you are like a shop that has no online experience, you can still benefit from using something called a CRM, which is a customer relationship management tool, that these days are really great platforms, offer a lot of transparency around your leads. You can get a lot of data insights around your marketing efforts with these CRMs. So I would highly recommend that if you still rely on using spreadsheets to track your customers and leads, you are definitely going to be a step up, implement a CRM technology. Step 5 is all about personalization. Personalization for us, and it's another buzzword that you would have seen in the marketing world. It's all about knowing exactly what products your customers want to buy more of, using data that you have collected and gathered about your leads and customers. So personalization means that you are talking to the right customer at the right time, and you are sending the messages to them that they are interested in at the right time, that they want to hear from you. So we have an example, actually, Milena and I were talking before the show, and we were remembering what our experience was of, when we experienced good personalization, when it was applied in a correct manner versus when it was not applied in a correct manner. And one experience that comes to mind is 4 years ago, I believe, Milena and I actually went to a marketing conference, which was a very small conference designed especially for agencies. And it was all about, how do you run your agency? How can you get more sales? Something really interesting that we were like, oh, okay, I've never run an agency before. Maybe I should go and learn something new. And what struck us is that we didn't really fill in any forms before we came. All we did was just, they had a lead magnet or something, and we put our email address and our name. We showed up. They sent us an email to give us the directions where to go. We got SMSs, quite a lot of SMSs, I think. And we showed up to the venue. It was a great presentation, really upbeat speaker. Everything's great. And they did something different. They said, at the end, we don't actually do any pitch. There is a program you can sign up for, but we want you to apply because we want you to be, we want to assess whether you're going to be a good fit for us. And all you have to do is just tell us your Facebook handle or Instagram handle. I think it's a Facebook handle at the time. And we had to be friends on Facebook. Yeah. So I said, okay, that's a bit unusual. I always, for friends on Facebook, I do have clients on Facebook. I'm okay with that. But for me, someone I haven't really met, except in this conference setting, to be friends on Facebook is a big ask. At the time, that's what I thought. And so I said, okay, let's connect. But then 2 weeks went past. So we have not heard anything for 2 weeks, I believe. And I get a phone call. And the phone call was, hey, you came to this conference, blah, blah, blah. This is the program that we have. Sign up, $10,000 or something like that. I'm like, wait a sec, who are you? And the funny thing is that they called via the Messenger app.
That's right.
But they didn't have the phone number. They had the Messenger app because of the Facebook. Then I got a bit of spam type of messages. I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to hear from you on my Messenger. My Messenger is reserved for family and friends and my clients, but that's about it. I don't want to be sold on my Messenger. And so we really did not leave it at a very good terms. I would say it's a really bad taste. And so Milena had the same. The funny thing is that you and I, Milena, we were in a coffee shop together when I got the phone call. And then 5 minutes later, you get the same phone call.
On my Facebook Messenger.
Yes. How personalized can we get?
Yeah. I felt like my privacy was invaded. Like I felt, Facebook Messenger, like I do keep it just for friends and family. I want to know when they send me a message, I get excited. I don't expect to, as you said, be sold to in a Facebook Messenger. It kind of leaves a really bad taste. And that was an example of bad personalization.
Yes.
Because they didn't ask, they actually didn't tell us to expect a phone call. Like even if they came up front and said, we will probably get in touch with you on Facebook Messenger. It's not just let's be friends, but what's going to happen after that. If they set that expectation up front, maybe we would have been okay with it because we knew it was coming. But this was kind of more of a shock because we didn't know it was coming. Somebody's calling me a Facebook Messenger. It's not some call center overseas, but you feel like you're being sold to, and I don't know, it just felt really yucky actually. For the lack of a better word.
Maybe it's working, if they're doing it, maybe that we can't judge.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes, you look at the business, everyone's different, as I said, and you can't have an exact system for every single business. Every business is different. And it's all about knowing what works and what doesn't. So maybe they were testing or trialing this method at the time.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe it works for 80% of leads. It just doesn't work on us, Milena.
Maybe. We are not so Facebook experts. We're not experts in Facebook.
No. But do you have an example of what is a good personalization?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. Why do we always remember the bad ones? There are some systems, like when you book for a webinar, for example, to watch a webinar, a reminder, the webinar is about to start. Like, so when you watch an online webinar, and then after the webinar is finished, if you haven't attended, you get follow-ups. So there are systems that can manage that I would say they do really well with personalization and customer experience.
Yeah, I think also, when it comes to personalization experience, you think online, there's this whole new movement of using bots and personalizing that experience online on your website. The good way of using the bots is to be upfront with your customer and say, I'm a bot. Ask me a question. The bad way is we have also experienced that when you have the person's avatar of a salesperson and it says, how can I help you? And you type in your message and then you get like 5 different did you mean you blah, blah? Did you mean this? Here's the FAQ page you can visit. That obviously means that there was no human behind this chat at all.
Even though there was human avatar, face of a human avatar.
Yeah. So that leaves kind of really bad or a techy kind of experience, a bad experience for your customers or leads. And, wouldn't it be nice if you actually know that your customer is on the website, because they are your customer, you actually greet them by their first name. Welcome back, Giovanna. And you can do that now with technology. If you had a really good CRM, you will be able to then merge your website and your CRM together. So whatever data you have in the CRM, you would be able to then utilize that for your any type of online, or we call it omni-channel experience. That's the next level of automation.
Yeah.
And I think I was talking to a fellow automation expert the other day, and we're both kind of geeking out. We're geeking out on these new things that are coming out into the into the marketing automation world, and we're both going, "Oh, are clients ready for this?" Because we seem to be always going back to the basic. Like for us, it's basic, because most businesses or technology hasn't really. The technology is moving fast, but the businesses are still catching up on what the technology is doing. So that was quite interesting. And I thought to myself, wow, I am a geek, really.
We've become real geeks now.
Yeah, real geeks. And then that's the kind of second to last step. And then we can talk to a business, like, let's talk about automation. This is when we can start to use the word automation. And automation is really using technology to help us do more of the same thing that's doing really well for you, but on a consistent basis. And you need to use it so that you are either saving time or saving money. If the technology is not doing that for you, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money. You should be going back to your appointment book.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the final step of our bumper blueprint. And as I said, it needs to be a holistic system. A system is a whole, isn't it?
Just a big general view of your system, like how you attract, how you interact with your leads, to how you convert them to customers. It can also be in how you deliver products, how you run presentations or webinars. So there are so many different processes that you might have in your business that can be automated and scaled. We help them go from not knowing how to automate something to scaling and growing their business.
What I remembered, in the first business, our first business that we had, Milena,
yes.
I remember how when we discovered the automation, the power of automation, was when we were, I don't know, we just fell into this, hey, we have this website, there was great SEO that was happening. Let's put a pop-up or something, enticing offer. Let's collect these leads. And I think we started to collect about 50. It was like a very low number, 50 to 100. And then we ran our promotion to this list, and we were able to clear stock. Like I remember we were able to clear stock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't have to hire a salesperson to go and door knock to clear this stock it has a short shelf life. It's going to expire in the next 3 months. All I can do is use a bit of email and some sales techniques, and I was able to clear the stock. So if you are not doing that, you see the massive relief. I think we saved ourselves I think I remember working 10 hours a week. In our first business, we were working 10 hours a week, and we still had full-time jobs, I think, at the time. And we used the technology to do all the selling.
That was our introduction to this marketing automation.
That's why we're excited. That's why whenever I see business owners, or we meet different business owners, we get so excited about their business and how we can improve it. And we always go, wow, this is so easy. Let's just do 1, 2, 3. And they see an immediate uplift in their business. Great. Thank you so much for joining me, Milena. And thank you so much for tuning in, you guys, and listening to us. I think we shared quite a lot of from our experience about what we do. And I hope that you can now go back in and review your business and see how you can improve it so you can save time and money, because that's pretty much what we all need to do during the pandemic, right?
Awesome. That was good. Thank you, Ivana.
Thank you. Bye.